So when you get a depth chart at Ohio State, you spend a lot of time looking at oars and dissecting fonts. So we're going to try to explain what the real deal is with some of these depth charts things. Tim Bielik, Bill Landis, Doug Lamarice. Bill, what's your biggest surprise of the depth chart?
Rashad Barry is the #2 tight end, and it's mildly surprising because Urban Meyer kind of hinted that would be the case. But just think about for a second, they lose their #2 tight end, move Rashad Barry over for depth purposes, and now he's the #2 tight end, jumping over guys like Luke Farrell and Jake Hausman, who were recruited as big-time tight ends 2 recruiting classes ago. That's a major deal for Rashad Barry, switching positions back and forth, and now you're #2 tight end, you're going to play, and they're probably going to throw the ball your way. So that's a big deal.
There is an or for Luke Farrell, who's listed 3rd.
But Barry's first.
First among oars, second among the actual chart. Marcus Baugh is actually first. It can be very confusing. Yeah. Tim, what's your big surprise?
I'm going to go on the offensive line, and looking at the recruiting class, I mean, if you had to pick a guy off among the freshmen that would be in the 2 deep, I don't know if Thayer Munford would be the first name that people would say, but he's been a surprise in camp. Urban Meyer's raved about the young freshman from Massillon who was the last addition to this recruiting class, jumping all the way up to that #2 spot on right tackle. Very impressive to see his growth so far this season.
But we're just keeping it real here. If a tackle gets hurt, we think the starting right guard, Brandon Bowen, would actually move to a tackle spot, and they'd fill in at guard with Matt Burrell or Malcolm Pridgeon or somebody there. Again, it can be very confusing. We're trying to dissect the or at running back with Mike Weber and J.K. Dobbins because J.K. Dobbins is not in bold and the other ors aren't. It's ridiculous. I think it's an injury or for Mike Weber being iffy on 100%. That's what Urban Meyer said. He's getting to 100%. He's not there. But how much do we really take that into account? Are we thinking of them for the first game at least as sort of like co-tailbacks?
I was thinking of it that way, but I didn't think we'd see it on paper, if that makes sense. I was surprised to see that.
And the rest of them, here's the other thing, too. There were some jobs up for grabs that they didn't decide. Yeah. Jordan Fuller and Eric Smith at safety, they're an or. They're both the starter. And Greg Schiano, last time we talked to him, we're not going to talk to him again before the game, wouldn't say who's actually going to start. Are they really both going to play? The second corner spot between Damon Arnett and Kendall Sheffield, they're an or. They're going to rotate. That's just how it's going to be. There's 6 receivers. They're all going to rotate. They didn't really name starters at receivers. The 6 guys we knew would play are going to play. So watch what's going on Thursday. It's going to be a little bit fluid. Honestly, 22 starting spots. There's really about 30 starters. That's how they think of it, and I think there's legitimacy to that. That's your font breakdown at cleveland.com. Tim, Bill, Doug, thanks for watching.